Greetings, listeners and viewers. Your host for the night, Zach, here introducing you to Spacer's REDUX, a sci-fi podcast by Twisted Gears Studios. If you're a fan and wish to support, visit our merch shop and Ko-fi page where members get extra content, fireside chats, discounts on merch, and more. Otherwise, a like, comment, sub, or review on your podcast app of choice is always helpful. As well, we're starting up some new stuff over on our YouTube soon, so subscribe to our Ko-fi to be the first to be informed when we have new things up and going. We have a winner for our dice raffle. Congratulations to Sydney Viscount. We'll be in touch with how to send these dice out to you from Dark Matter Dice. It's a full set ready for Cortex or Starfinder. But for now, last left the crew, Diantha, Grek, and Flinch came upon a still self-aware prisoner and have taken them under their wing. Meanwhile, Cliptic and Laurel are in a perilous situation with the Matriarch. You three, or you four that just got back to the ship. What are you gonna do?
Are you able to communicate with them?
So I click in my communicator.
Sure.
Because we're outside the station now.
Yeah. Well, you turn off everything. Laurel, you got someone talking in your ear while you're trying to prevent this one from falling into the gas giant.
Because my communicator isn't attached to my X. I guess.
Is it attached?
Well, we all have
it's not under
we all have a DA.
It's not. It's separate.
There's also one on the ship.
Yeah.
To the-
Yeah. It's like, okay, we done messed stuff up. Where are you?
We're gonna die!
That doesn't tell me where you are.
Up at the bridge, as you're like, where are you? I'm going to say that Diantha, just for the sake of brevity and getting there, you get up to the bridge. The systems are all back up and going. You have abilities to track where teammates are at. You can, in the bridge, without Flinch's extra cortex in the bridge, you can kind of pinpoint where people are. You had that map brought up of the space station. You can see that they're in the bottom hangar bay.
We're in the bottom hangar bay. Come get us!
Wait, let's go.
Okay.
Toot sweet.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not sure how this works. My ability of calming presence, I need to be with them to do it. It can't be over a mic.
Correct.
Okay, no, I
There
know.
are some situations where I would allow that to happen.
I'm gonna
This
ask.
is not one.
Yeah. But what I'm going to do is, while you're doing your thing, what I want to do is throw on a suit and be like tethered to the ship on the outside. With the warden's flash burn, but also they'll be able to see me.
Okay. So as you guys are entering the ship, you're Flinch running. Diantha goes to the bridge. So you go to begin suiting up in preparation of this antic. Greg, what are you doing?
I'm taking Crass with me to the pilot helm because, they need someone to fly it. They're going, let's go! And there's no one in the pilot chair.
Yeah, come on back!
So I'm going to go to the pilot chair, but I'm going to take Crass with me. And while we're walking towards said, or whatever, trotting, I'm going to say, okay, now that we have you, a mind bug, on our turf, you're going to tell us everything that you know. Right? Yes. We're friends now. Sit there. And I'm
need
gonna
to
get in
go.
the piloting helm, and Crass is gonna sit next to me.
Sits next to you. He's in no position to resist.
No, he's in no position to not tell me everything that he knows.
There's a lot of
either.
It's a lot of time.
Well, I can talk and fly at the same time.
All right. So with that, you're in the piloting seat. The instructor you how to do things.
Yeah.
Not even going to roll at this point. It's easy just to take your turn. You start going down to the bottom of the station. Back down to you two, hanging off the railing.
Yeah.
Matriarch gets to go first.
course.
Laurel, you
Yep.
have to make your defense check.
Does the plan still account in the defense check?
You know what? Yes, because
say, you
you are
did that
still
for me.
trying to. Yeah, you're still
Yeah.
trying to defend it. The issue is that the plan technically doesn't say prevent Cliptic from falling into a cloud, but you're still fighting the Matriarch. So, yeah. What your attribute has to be vitality or willpower.
Oh, it can be vitality?
Yeah, what have you been using?
Willpower, because I assumed she would attack me psychically.
Only because of what she's about to try and do to you.
Gotcha.
Like in this particular context, you can physically stop, hold yourself in place. You have an idea what she's about to do.
Yeah, makes sense. No ones. Let's go with an 11d8.
Okay. You have a D12 complication.
I do.
That's not pleasant.
It's not.
Don't like those are weird. I'll swap them up for these two because I'm not using Doom Dice right now. These two 10s roll awfully. They always landed on two numbers.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
How many plot points do we actually have in the pool? Like, is it so ridiculous that I can just
You just use it every time.
Fine. 14d8.
Okay. I rolled 2 1s.
Oh,
Did you want to lower your guilt instead?
kind of.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. You got the choice there. So we're gonna take that D12 complication, knock that son bitch down to a D8. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because you can't lower it for somebody else who's not in it, right?
Nope. That's fair.
Oh, I just figured
Cryptics, unfortunately.
Well,
Sad.
it depends
fair.
on the situation.
It's fair.
I'll allow
It's
sometimes.
fair.
Okay, what you roll in total?
14.
D.
8.
So 20 D10.
Holy crap.
And that was because I rolled that was all your complication.
That makes sense.
That did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing you reduce. So from now on, she can't roll that high ever again. Unless more complications happen to you. But the complication this time is, well, first things first, you said 14?
Uh-huh.
So 6 points damage to you. I have a question to ask you. Does this piss you off?
I am out of the fight with damage.
That doesn't mean you're unconscious. This actually kind of works out timing-wise. Because what's going to happen is you are lifted from the catwalk and you are thrown off. And you and Cliptic fall.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
But does this piss Laurel off?
Yes. She does not like being thrown around.
Thrown from a gantry.
You have. You've knocked out.
Yeah, okay.
It's your first time being knocked out in this game?
Yeah.
Okay.
How dare.
And you said so it's over 14. Grab a D12, put it off to the side.
This one.
Okay.
No.
For now, I'm going to tell you what to do with your turn because you are at 0. You are not combative. I need you, and again, you're also not combative. So if you want to help with this, you can.
Okay.
Basically, it's the same check as Cliptic last turn. You're going to try and heal your strain.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to take your willpower.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take your concentration check die of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you think that can help you out. And you have
YOLO?
Huh? YOLO? You are falling into a stormy abyss. I would say that applies here. You have to beat a 14.
That is possible. That happened.
Yeah, it did.
How much did you beat 14 by?
1.
Okay.
I rolled a 15.
You want to spend a pop point and make it more?
Yes. 17.
17, so you beat it by 3.
Yes.
Heal 3 strain.
Yay!
I added that to the wrong character, that's why. So yeah, that would be 15 on you, wouldn't it?
And 12. Aha. 2 more damage I can suffer before I am out again.
We are falling.
Well, yep.
So
Screw you, gravity.
Right. But the two of you are free-floating separately. You're not holding on to each other. Complication and die, you were not holding on, you're
That
both
makes sense.
falling separately.
Okay.
Bit of D10. Sure.
Yeah. So that was the Matriarch's turn. That was your turn. Cliptic, your turn.
Yeah.
You're technically not in combat with the Matriarch, so if you wanted to make some kind of a check to recover strain, you can do the same check right now. 8 points damage, and then you have a D12 complication, so the difficulty
Yes.
is 8 D12 to heal
8d12.
yourself.
Okay. All right.
Your successes will remove strain. If you have an equal to D12 effect die, you can reduce the complication. This is medical shit we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
You need surgery.
All right.
A psychiatrist.
1-1. And sorry, what did I have to beat?
How much damage do you have? 8?
8.
8.
So I have basically 15 d10.
Which is enough to recover all of your strain. D10. Damn, if only.
Well,
All right. That was your turn, but you can now make actions again in the course of this turn as the two of you are now free falling piece of station falling around you.
So I can make an action now?
That was your action for this turn.
Oh,
Next
okay.
turn,
But I can make an action.
you're now back in the encounter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. You three chuckle fucks. You watch as on the screen, the two pips start falling beneath the station.
And over the comms, you just hear.
Okay, we gotta go.
So Deanna goes first.
Great. I will enhance Greg's ability to fly the ship. That's it. Do
All
your job.
right, cool. Flinch, you're putting on a suit and going to the top side?
yeah, because I'm going to latch myself onto a cord because somebody needs to open the door to get them in.
Cool.
Yeah.
The ship does have a big hangar bay at the front of it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So just
So you're going to do that or open
scoop 'em.
whichever one you want.
whatever would be the best way to catch them.
If you were in the loading bay, you can open that up and it would be a piloting check from Greg to catch them. If you were on the dorsal, it would be a strength check from you to catch them.
I will have go to the pilot. You want me to do it?
Oh, I want Crass to catch them.
Oh.
Possibly.
No, well,
Maybe.
Ooh.
Or I'll ask
He's
Crass.
shaking in his chair because he had
All right,
brain exposed 5 minutes
fine.
ago.
but I'll open up the loading bay, and my main thing is I want to know where the Matriarch parked her ship.
The one that we exploded?
We didn't
Ship-
explode
oh.
her. She got
So,
here
yeah.
on something,
She did.
right? And the whole thing's going in, but she can just run back. She can just run back and get on
We're
that
gonna
ship.
hit her with our ship.
Shoot her with the ship.
Because that's the
Scale damage is a thing.
Because the issue wasn't just
Radar.
destroying the station. The issue was that Jovek had her with
Yeah.
him. If she's still alive, we failed.
We should hit her with our
Or
ship.
not alive, but not like.
It's a good thing to think about, but right now, you open up the door,
Mm-hmm.
you give instructions, you're doing a piloting check.
Yes.
Yeah, for now. Yeah, give me a piloting check.
You should give you a D8 from me from this one and a D8 from one.
This will be another one of those where, for now, because you're not entirely sure what the situation is, the higher you get, the more information you're going to get, the better off you'll start the encounter with.
Is anyone in the gunnery seat right now?
Not at present.
I can be if that's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can make,
Get in the
you can
Not
each make
great at
gunnery
it,
checks.
I'm bad at it.
I'm actually bad at it.
We're only so many skill points.
I rolled 2 ones.
I know exactly what to use those ones for. What's your total?
Was I rolling against something?
No, you're trying to get how high can
You're
you
set.
get, and that'll establish
how
how
high I can
good or bad you start this next encounter with.
I can do 98.
98. All right, that's decent. So as you crest around the corner, a piece of the station explodes, obscures your vision, and actually knocks you a little bit off course. But I'll say, because you had a higher effect die than your score, granted, the benefit you're going to get from this is you can see that the shield of the station is still intact. As long as you stay within the confines of the shield, the effects of gravity of the gas giant will not have any impact on you. As soon as you leave that barrier, anyone on the outside of the ship is a pancake, and the ship becomes a soda can being steadily shaken and slowly opened. Well, he's not outside, he's in the hangar bay, so
I'm in
that kind of worked out.
Planning to be outside.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It's good now.
I have a question. Can we see the Matriarch from where we are?
You
No.
cannot roll high enough. That is, you can't even
Okay.
see Laurel and Cliptic at this point.
Okay.
So this explosion's kind of veered you off for now.
Okay.
That's how we're going to start the next round of combat. So now we're going to get into the rest of this turn order. I'm going to treat you all as one big order of initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
So right off the top, Laurel and Cliptic, as you're falling. Pieces of the station falling all the way around you, and Laurel, you see the kind of down ahead of you and over to the right a bit. There's Cliptic free falling on their own. Piece of shrapnel all over the place. And as a piece of shrapnel kind of moves in place, I'm going to get you, Cliptic, roll a defensive action.
Okay.
But you're going to add 2d10 to it.
2d10?
Yeah, to your defense. And I'll explain why in a second. Just roll that, please. Laurel, you watch. You can see Cryptic ahead of you, and I know this is your turn. We're going to do it from Laurel's perspective because what happens is a piece of shrapnel kind of obscures your vision between you and Cryptic, and a psionic blast hits the piece of shrapnel and bounces back. And she watches as it stops it from hitting Cryptic, but you can now look behind you and see that flying after the two of you is the Matriarch fucking throwing psionic blasts trying to finish the two of you.
Mad.
She's pissed.
It ruined her plans.
Oh, yeah, even if she survives this, her plans are fucked.
Keep crab legs up in here. Sorry.
Did you keep any of those crab legs? What are you talking about?
Tariff bitch.
Okay, let's.
Yeah. Clip tech, we want to do.
That's a great question. I'm going to oh my god. Use my telekinetic ability and throw my knife at her face.
Take your knife die, your scarf, your telekinesis,
Yes.
your willpower, your fucking everything. You're gonna roll all that shit. Just know that you're gonna lose the knife in the process.
That's all I'm okay with.
Right. I figured as much, but I have to ask just so you were.
I'm
wait,
not
it's
saving
gone.
the knife.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's fair. That's fair.
That knife belongs to that gas giant now.
Oh god, there's so many dice. Hold on.
No,
hold
the
on.
knife belongs in her face.
Yeah, you're gonna be using a lot of
That
dice in
one-
this.
I hope I am.
I'm gonna set difficulty for you.
Knife. Pen.
I rolled shit again on the complication. She's rolling a d12 and all these things.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what I have to use because this is the first time I'm doing this.
Yeah, you're gonna use willpower.
Yeah.
Use your skill of choice.
Yeah, I think I got them all.
Okay, there you
I
go.
got
You
them.
have to beat a 16 d10.
Okay, with my magic, because I'm using ability, I'm going to step down 2 and bring up 1. That's one of my effects.
You're removed.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a better
sorry.
option for you.
Yeah.
You did this.
Oh god, I fucking hope I do.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't forget about the
I
clock
can
point.
put, I can put
Yeah.
a pot point, so I'm going to use a pot point. 18d10.
Yeah. It's 18 cheated.
So that's 2 points damage.
Okay.
You watch as I'm going to burn one of these down.
Bleed, bitch.
As she deflects the damage away and keeps going.
What? Oh.
It burns one of these to deflect the damage.
Oh, okay.
How close behind? Oh wait, it's too short.
Well, we're gonna get to you now, Laurel.
Okay.
What's your main goal? What would you want to do in this? You see Cryptic up ahead like this, and Matriarch's quite a ways behind
Okay.
you.
I'm going to flip my warhammer around, so I'm holding it by the heavy end, and hold it out towards Cryptic like a long stick, and just yell, "Grab on!" and try and get to him.
I want you to do something for me.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna sound so stupid, but trust me, I feel like it's appropriate.
Okay.
I want you to grab your strength die. All the dice you would use to swing your warhammer in combat. Your dice, your melee.
That's what I was gonna say.
Add the d8 for the actual warhammer. Do you have charges for your warhammer?
No. Or like it can be. It's propelled, but I don't have like a certain number of
Oh,
charges.
sure, we don't do that anymore. Thank God. Okay, now
Yeah.
you're gonna roll as if you're attacking the air. It's a propelled warhammer.
It is. It is that.
It's good.
Knockout Cryptic? That's
No.
terrible.
That's a 1, unfortunately. But that is a 14d8.
What's your
14
vitality?
Sorry, a 13d8.
My vitality is a d8.
13.
Okay.
Well, if you use a plot point,
That can make it 15.
15 d8.
Okay.
Just seems kind of funny to use a point for 2 points, but that's a good point. It is useful.
Cryptic.
Yes.
15.
Vitality of d8.
I have a vitality of d8, yes.
You're up there and you watch as Laurel takes, and the thought goes through your head to grab the hammer. Instead, it's a propulsion device. You take the hammer out and you swing it, and it actually launches you down towards Cryptic. With the d8 and the fact that your vitality is d8, you just grab onto Cryptic.
Perfect.
So now you're falling together. You'll die together. Yay! I mean, what? bad.
But
You've got
gotcha.
Cryptic. You got the D12 on the side, right?
I do.
Good.
I was going to suggest swinging the Warhammer at the deflected knife like a baseball and trying to deflect it back.
The statistical likelihood would have been asked for now. If you rolled 24 D12, I'd let you do it.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's worth the chance.
It's worth a chance.
That would be
I'm
awesome.
using YOLO.
That would be fucking
That
awesome.
would be great. All three of you have gone. Back to you three, Charles. Deantha.
Team ship.
Anything you want to do in particular? Currently, the explosion's kind of obfuscated your view.
Can I do something where I can like try and visualize and see where everyone is while you're piloting?
Yeah, you have some kind of technical skill to use.
I have
the ship.
perception.
I'll let you use that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Scanners.
And yeah, you can use the ship's scanner skill in your check as
Would
well.
deduction be appropriate here? Or tech?
Not in
Just
this
straight
case.
perception.
Difficulty is 11d8.
Okay.
Would she get a dice for the ship system?
Yeah.
What would
You have
that-
a ship system like that. What is that?
We have a D8 sensor array.
Yeah, d8 to this.
Great. Gorgeous. Stinky bad.
Ooh. I'm gonna pause you right here. This is a great learning moment, actually. And I know you just rolled bad, so technically I should just take your bad roll because that's just me, but I'm gonna let you roll again for a certain reason. Because the sensors are D8s, and what you're trying to do is a D8 difficulty check that is to look for things, you can just pass the check as a free action and still roll for something else if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to because I heard that right at the very end. So the sensors are D8, and I said the difficulty is
Okay.
11d8. You can just go boop up, and now a little HUD pops up on the screen that highlights the crew members falling in the distance, and a purple blip that seems to be throwing shit at them.
Great. Let's go get them. And I guess I'll just continue to use my power set to enhance your piloting. That seems the most useful right now.
Cool.
Unless you want to go sit in the gunnery chair, which I'm not very good at.
Now, gunnery chair just allows you, it just has a seat for a person. You can, the two of you, for simplicity's sake, you can also fire guns from your consoles, your own consoles.
Oh, okay.
Gunnery is just an extra seat that allows an extra person to also do combat.
Okay.
You're just not in range for combat yet.
I guess I'll ready the gunnery then best I can. I'm not very good at that, but I'll just.
Ooh! Yeah, get your gunnery skill ready. I forgot. There's one thing that is going to happen right now, actually.
Okay.
But just have it ready for your next turn. Because if not, it'll be at the end of this round because I forgot. So I'll do it at the end of this combat round. Technically, you're up next, Flinch, but I think you're just waiting.
Yeah, I'm just waiting because they're still probably so far away. There's nothing I can do.
Correct. Greg,
Yes.
you come out through the other side of the explosion.
Yep.
You can see that there are pieces of the station raining down. You see with the heads-up display that Deantha set up that there are two blips, Oral and Ecliptic. There seems to be one blip now, and a purple blip, throwing shit at them.
Okay.
And before you roll, as this is the beginning of the new combat rounds, the explosion that blew up the side of the ship was the swarm busting out at the station, and they begin enveloping the ship.
Okay.
So you have to deal with that as you go. But we'll see what that does. What would you like to do in this moment?
I gotta catch the blue blip.
That's fair. Grab your dice!
You gotta bag the blue blip.
Oh, sorry. Hold that there. Don't say that.
Okay.
Here's how we're gonna do... no. We have to roll to get there first. Yeah, no, you're gonna roll that first.
Okay.
The difficulty is we're gonna take the swarm. It would be an 11d8 to do this, but the swarm adds 4 to that, so you have to make a 15d8.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, use.
Spend a plot point. Cha-ching.
Judge.
And I'm going to have an 18d10.
Okay. You guys... You can see this now. Cliptic and Laurel, as behind the Matriarch throwing shit at you, the meteor kind of there's like an explosion on the side of the station, and a bunch of the swarm insects are coming on out, and trailing behind, in front of it, they're kind of swarming behind. Your ship is on its way. The the ship kind of goes past the Matriarch, but because you rolled a high enough effect die, when you guys kind of pass, you kind of do see her, so you can really log on to where she's at. But priority is picking up these two from the sounds of it. So, to kind of bring it all together and kind of get us into the next step of this, here's how this is going to work. You have Cryptic. So, you're going to set a difficulty for Greg to catch the two of you.
So roll bad.
No, you want him to roll good. If he succeeds,
I want me to roll bad.
Yeah, you want you to roll bad.
Yeah.
How this works is if Greg succeeds, he will catch you. And if he succeeds, the amount he succeeds by will just be strain damage.
Oh.
If you succeed, we'll talk about how the effect dice works, but you'll be dealt wounds per points of failure.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's kind of how this works. So if you fail and you have a shitty effect die, he's going to miss.
Got it.
But if you fail and he has a good effect die, you get dealt wounds.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Let's just do it.
Okay, so set a difficulty, please.
Okay. What am I rolling to make things different?
I will let you choose vitality, strength, or agility.
Well, they're all the same.
Oh, great. There you go. Basically, I will allow you to use the whole last check because you can use the Warhammer to guide you in,
Okay.
and also use it to
So I
slow
want-
down
yeah.
your descent
So
to
I
the
want
ship.
to I want to have a high dice roll with a low effect die. Is kind of how I'm figuring this.
You want to prioritize You want to prioritize.
Because I want Greg to succeed.
This is very, 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 very tricky. You want Greg to succeed,
Yeah.
but you don't want him to succeed by too much.
Yeah.
Because then you get dealt stun damage. But it's
Yeah.
only stun damage.
It's only stun damage.
Yeah.
As
So
long
you
as
want to
Greg
prioritize bonus dice.
Okay.
Effect dice.
In fact, I want to prioritize effect dice.
If you have a high effect dice, it doesn't matter what happens, you get caught.
Okay.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's what you're in
So-
control of.
I want a really high effect die to control that we get caught,
And he wants a high number.
and he wants a high number. Cool.
My first time doing this sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm
it's
like, wait a
really
second,
sick.
yeah, that's a good question.
I like it. It's cool. What's that? And then I am gonna throw enhanced strength in there just for fun. So that is there's 2 ones. Because it is this part of Dance's orders, or is that done?
Not really, no.
Crap.
So it's a super low effect.
Can I use YOLO in this?
Yes, 100% yes.
We might have to call it yoga
All right.
after this, though.
6d10.
6d10.
You can only die one.
Greg.
Yes.
And there are 2 ones.
2 ones. I'll see if I use those in a second.
Thanks.
Alertness, piloting, anything else you want. You have to beat a 6. You have to beat a 6.
Alertness? I usually use agility.
Agility, sorry. Yeah, agility.
Okay. Yeah.
And you need to beat a 6.
You beat a 6.
Don't say it out loud.
Are we going to set it up like this?
I know.
Oh my god. That's an incredible.
You had a D10 effect die, right?
Yeah, we didn't.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
like the best thing I've ever seen, basically.
So that's a 17d8.
Wow. We're gonna get
No. Here's just how we're going to do this. You had an equal die.
No.
Effect die. You had a
No,
D10.
I had a D8, D10.
D8, D10? Okay, so you had a higher effect die. I'm going to allow you, because it's an allied check, your guys are working together on it. If you want to spend a plot point to mitigate the damage.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Take a plot point.
Yeah.
And do you have a hero die?
I do. It's d8.
D8. Take that. I will give you a D10 Doom die because I think it's appropriate in this scenario. So I had a D10, and then a D6 because you had a higher effect die. We roll those and see that if you get to add only 2 of those together, see if you can reduce the difference between 11.
9.
9, you take 2 points of strain damage. As when you go into the ship and Greg kind of lifts the nose of the ship up. You take the hammer, you scrape it along the base of the ship, and Flint, you're like, I can catch him, I can catch him! Bang! They hit the wall next to you. I didn't catch him!
Which is probably a good thing. We would squish you.
Yeah, I thought it was just funny.
It is what
Yeah, there you go. So you get dealt 2 points of strain damage.
I am out of the fight again.
As I fly by, can I shoot the Matriarch?
Yes, that was going to be why I wanted her sitting in the gunnery chair.
Oh.
Because even if you're bad at it, there's no friends out there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Alright, so that was...
Yeah. Doesn't even matter if you
Thank you
hit her,
for-
you just
Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was Greg's turn, technically, right?
Yes.
That was amazing.
Matriarch's turn.
Ah.
Greg, since you're the pilot of the ship, you're going to roll a defense check. She's attacking the ship.
Alright. I do not have the ship sheet.
I do. There you go.
You're going to use the ship's vitality. And there's a reason why you're using the vitality, not alertness. Agility, I'll tell you in a second.
Am I helping hand the ship?
The vitality?
Yes.
D8. Okay.
Helping hand the ship?
No vitality rate, do you?
Yay.
No.
Okay, so vitality.
And your piloting skill.
My piloting skill.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that include my skill? I have my agility, but then I have my piloting actual skill.
Yeah, so you use
Like the ship's-
everything
yes.
you would normally roll, but you're going to, instead of your characteristic, use the ship's vitality.
Yeah, so it's everything you know.
Yes, okay. Yes, okay.
It's a 13d10. So you guys feel like as if something landed on the hull, and then you hear of metal being pulled and rended from the top of the ship. She seems to be doing something to the top of the ship. You cannot tell what, but you can't see her as she is docked with the dorsal of the ship. That's her turn. The insects get... they're kind of a constant nuisance at this point, but they're heading towards the ship. Cuptick, I believe you are subconscious.
I am conscious, yeah?
Yeah, you're back in the fight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, real quick, the two of you are back on the ship. For the sake of this last little thing that I want to do, the two of you are in a calm place at home. The encounter's not over, but I'm willing to say, for the sake of what's going to happen next, you can both clear your strength.
I have nothing in there.
Well, that's helpful.
Thank you.
It's great for her for now.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Yeah.
But you also hear the patong and the rending of the metal on top of the ship. So it's your two's turn right now.
Okay.
As you go one round together. So, Cliptic, what are you gonna do?
Door's still open from where we got in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we have ready lifelines to clip onto.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna take a lifeline. And is there a grenade nearby?
It's been a plot point, I'll say there is.
There's a grenade nearby. Perfect. I'm going to go onto the outside of the ship, and wherever I see her, I want to teleport the grenade near her.
See where you're going with this.
Yeah.
I got something for you. I'll
Okay.
come to you in a second. Are you going with as well?
As soon as I see Clippy going, be like, wait, come back! And then follow.
So Flinch, you're like, yeah, I helped to save them. And then they both get up and they just with steely and blood coming out of their ears and their nose, their eyes look bloodshot. They both go, fuck it. And they run into the ship to the dorsal shaft that goes up to the top of the ship. They clip themselves, they just start climbing the ladder.
Can I say something to them as they're going by me?
Sure, yeah.
We didn't come all this way not to do nothing. We're gonna have to stop her. Go get her, Clippy, too. And I'm gonna kick in calming presence, which means how many complications do you have?
I have headache at a 12.
And do you have any other complications?
No.
You ignore that complication till the end of this night.
That's awesome.
It ignores the lowest complication. If you only have one, that is technically the lowest complication.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I need to spend one of these.
What? Yeah, Cliptic.
Cool.
The pain you're feeling is gone. It's replaced with absolute clarity.
Okay.
And if
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at me,
Yeah.
as soon as I say it to you and you're running along, I'm like, that's it.
Big thumbs up.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. right.
Okay.
So the two of you climb the ladder. The next person up is going to be Deantha, so just kind of be ready for that. The two of you get up to the top, and you are bolted off, and you get on up there. Actually, you know what? That was your... Ooh! You haven't rolled actions yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
You get on up there. The person that's next is Cliptic. So you get up to the top, and sure enough, she is there. She seems to have like psionically locked herself to the ship, and she has begun to use her mind to rip open the top metal panels of the ship to make it vulnerable to anything outside of the energy barrier.
Yeah.
So, you
our
two get to
ship.
go. I have a question for you, Cliptic.
Yes.
You're about to use a psionic power, yeah?
I was gonna throw. Well, like, I would teleport a grenade near her.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you got your dice pool ready?
Yes, I do.
If you were to pick any person's willpower die to add to your check, whose would it be?
Any person's willpower?
Yeah, just to add to your check.
The Diantha? The D8?
I didn't say ally.
Oh, will. Oh, can I use the Matriarchs?
Do you want to?
Oh, sure.
Do you want to step down a die?
Just one of my die in the pool?
Any dice you want in that
Sure.
pool, step it down.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And then.
Yeah, we'll just go with one for now.
Okay.
Take a d10 and add it to this check.
Okay.
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 I'm going to roll a defense for you.
Okay.
I think this is all our dice. Yeah, because I can't roll the d12 into this. Because fucking flinch. Okay. Alright. I rolled good, though. So you gotta beat... really good. 17 d10.
And I can use a plot point, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I have A1. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna use a plot point. That's a 19d10.
Okay. Before we get the resolution of that, so you go on up there with the grenade kind of psionically ready, and as this is happening, ask this weird question. Why is this happening? You feel someone talking to you in the back of your mind.
Okay.
The Matriarch's looking away. She has no idea you're up here.
Right.
There is another mind on the ship that is trying to help you with something.
Right.
You don't fully know, but you think you've got an insinuation. Someone's trying to give you aid in this particular instance.
Okay.
So you got that. Before we rate the results, I gave you a d12 earlier.
Uh-huh.
Okay? What's your total damage at right now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Take that out and make it a 6 instead. Okay. You get, she's not looking at you. What do you want to do?
She's not looking at me. Cliptic is... Yeah, because I followed out here so I could grab Cliptic and grab him and drag him back to the ship, but she's there ripping our ship apart. I want to chop her head off.
Okay, grab your strength die. Whatever you're using to chop her head off
Well,
with
I'm
the hammer.
gonna whack her with the hammer
Okay,
in
great.
the head so that her head goes flying. It's like a baseball.
I will. She's gonna grab all that stuff. I rolled like shit.
Yay!
Yay! That is a 13 d8.
This is still part of Dance's orders.
You knocked the block off, yeah.
Yep.
There's a 1 in there, and it is terrible roll, so I am going to spend a plot point. You said 13?
I did. D10.
13 d10. Gross. Because the best I can do... 13 d8.
13 d8. Sorry. Yes, that's correct. 13 d8.
Yeah. 13? I can... Because if I do that, I can get a 13 d10. But I probably want higher damage, don't I?
The higher effect die is also helpful because this one also rolled damage.
I use enhanced strength. I'm going to use afflict to add a d6 and step up the effect die because I know my effect die will be higher. It was a 1, so it sucked. But then that makes it a 13d12.
Sorry, what?
13d12.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because, like, Afflict actually works this time.
It does work this time. Yeah. Okay. That's 6 I asked you to keep. Roll that in that check as well.
The D12?
The D12, it's now a D6. It's based off of how much damage you've got.
It's a 6.
Did that change your number at all?
Yes, it did. Because I'm adding 3 together, so it makes it a 15 D12.
Okay. How would the two of you, as a duo, like to basically finish this bitch off?
Yes.
I want to say that you hit her away from the ship so I can teleport the grenade so it doesn't hit the ship.
Nice.
How's that sound?
How about you Okay, yeah. So I come up and I hit her as you're teleporting the grenade, and she hits the grenade in the air and carries it away.
Yeah, sure.
Can I add a question to that?
Sure.
Just to add on. How close are they, or are we, to that shield barrier where you said if someone went outside it?
Pretty close.
Because my original plan actually was let's close the door and just fly outside the shield barrier. She goes smoosh.
That was going to be my plan if you guys hadn't gone outside. But I was thinking just this double thing of Laura goes up and smacks her, she goes flying, you throw the grenade, and it hits her, and then she flies outside the shield barrier.
I think I got something. I can appease everybody here. So you both pop on out. You're getting this voice, this allied voice in the back of your mind. You're pissed and you're bleeding from everything.
Yeah, how dare you.
The ship veers back up after having picked you guys up. Gravity is less affected here, but it's still here. And the ship is now going up, and you can see past her. Her back is to you. She's facing the front of the ship. The insects are in front of the ship, heading towards this way. So what's going to happen is, and as Cryptic throws up the grenade, you're going to go, boom! You're going to knock the grenade up. It's going to blast the Matriarch off of the thing. Then you will kind of wait for her to be there, and feel free to just bat her out and outside of the gravity field of the station, and just... She is anticlimactically shrunk and squashed to the size of maybe a...
She's a little tinfoil ball.
Yeah, we'll go with that. There was something I had in there about you sliding on down the side of the ship, but I don't think that's going to work in this particular context because she's ahead of you.
You did it as a
So
team.
yeah,
Yes.
knock her off the ship and then just batter into the fucking gas giant. And just... That's just the scream and then nothing. That's your turn. Yeah, okay, moving on.
Yeah, what happens to the giant?
You two are up next. And I feel like this might end this bit of encounter. So Diantha and I guess Diantha flinch and Greg, but flinch is not much that is going on with you right now.
No, I'm just like looking down at the ion storm or the whatever it is, and I'm like refixing my tinfoil hat. Yes, that's it.
I'm close the hangar bay.
Everyone,
Once we get back
this
inside.
is their shine,
Yeah.
right? This is
I just, things have gotten a little bit quiet. And I'll just, I turn to Crass and go, did we get her?
And for the first time since you've met the guy, he's not shaking. He just like relaxes and goes to sleep in the chair.
I'll take that as a yes.
Is the swarm behind us still following us, or?
Well, now the storm's in front of you, so you picked the guys up and you kind of backed on up towards upper altitude, and they're between you and there. So, real quick, Diantha, you get to go first. What do you want to do?
I want to see if this swarm is even following us anymore.
Well, it's still coming right for you guys. Yeah.
Really?
Do you want to see what fun? Do you want to see what happens when bugs hit a windshield?
Sure do.
Space bugs.
Fantastic.
I'll just do whatever it is. This Greg.
middle of summer.
Crass is asleep. He doesn't have to see the horror in front of him.
It's funny because you technically have already done this, and I forgot to actually say this properly. But here you go. So, Greg,
Yes.
take it you're the one making the next check. 'Cause Diantha's
If it's
finished.
if it's piloting.
Let's just see with that. Give you a D.
Do you want to just pass the flight check?
To put bugs on a windshield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, we've already done this, but it ended up working out in favor of a character doing this instead of me rolling this as a difficulty for you. I'm just going to read this out and just know that you can make this choice whenever you want. We're going to talk about what I just did after this encounter is over.
Okay.
When in flight, guarantee the flight check, but now make that check with your vitality die and suffer wounds on any failure and strains on any successes.
Interesting.
We'll talk about that shortly, but that's kind of what was going to be introduced with this. But that's not really going to apply here too much. I assume you just want to run into as many of them as possible.
Yeah.
You grab your vitality check.
It's gonna be like an arcade game.
Yeah, roll a flying check. The higher up you get, the more I'm going to let you keep.
And a D8 for me.
D8. Are we still in the plan?
No.
Can I use Laurel's roar?
You hear her roaring from victoriously
Sweet.
outside.
D6.
Okay, nice. Now, I'm going to add to the difficulty. So just for the sake of this, because you're trying to go up as high as you can, just take 4 off of whatever you roll. I rolled like shit.
I got 1 in there. Spend the plot point. Cha-ching. Make that a 14d10.
You probably do this.
She thinks it's better to do that?
Damage.
Yeah, okay. 20d8.
And you took out the 4 already?
16d8.
Okay, great. You it's just caking a bunch of bug guts on the front of the ship. It's actually pretty gross.
Fortunately, I am also gross and I'm not affected. I am also gross.
I can.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's what Greg. That's what Flinch is doing, is reeling us in. Okay.
No, as soon as you're like, yeah, she's dead, yeah, you go to high five, you see the ship, the bugs are coming. Ah!
I just want to make sure it's fine.
Get into this.
Yeah, you're
It's in my mouth.
Can I do
I didn't
one
know
thing?
you guys were
Yes.
outside.
Okay?
Yeah,
It's like, because it's going to be so. As you fly through and you hit all these bugs, just from behind, I'm sure there's at least one live bug. I just want to kill one. Just one, and then I can look at them and go, yeah!
the hangar door is still open.
Yeah.
You're facing the bug. So as you close it, sure enough, just bang!
I just want to kill one. Just one.
These two come down the shaft. You turn around as the door closes behind you. The signature thumbs up.
Just one.
And Cryptic and Laurel pass out in the fucking hallway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nobody's here to see how awesome I am.
Oh, they see you, and then they pass out. And that's just you.
They see it, they don't acknowledge it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Because we passed.
I got one.
Right. With that check, you countless. You do not know how many you run into, but you do come out the other side as you bust out through the swarm of them. There's still the majority of them, so the encounter is effectively completed. You bust out through the other side, and as you break out past the gravity barrier, the ship, and all of you feel like you weigh 20 times more of the weight. That still happened before you got to the station. You still have to get out of the atmospheric conditions outside of the station. As you look back and see, you watch as in the last throes of the station kind of falling apart, the sidewall busts open as the Queen cast had continued to grow without the inhibitor of the tubes, and it breaks out of the station, tearing it apart. But upon finally destroying what's left of the station, the field dissipates and the entire swarm goes away. And now it's dreadfully silent.
So that's what.
Except you hear one small, rough voice say, Joe Mac's gonna be pissed.
And we'll end the arc like that.
That was good. That was good.
Before we conclude the actual episode, because I want to kind of get this out here so that it's stated. I know we're running a little bit late. Well, it's a long episode, but I want to get this out now before we all go home. I introduced 3 character-based talents. Okay? That everyone will get character-based. I like to do this in these Cortex games where I come up with talents based off of how certain characters are playing. And if they have moments that are coming up that are specific to what their stories are, I introduce those talents. Now, I kind of got a lot in one session. So for the 2 of you that didn't get them, don't worry. I do have some for you that feel like you were left out. You will have moments.
No, it's fine.
But for today,
I don't know.
Rec had to do catching people. Laurel had to do some standing up for a friend, and Cryptic dealt with a big
Trauma.
backstory thing.
Flippy too. Flippy one didn't learn anything.
That's fair. Now, following the rules of talents, you should have to spend 3 XP to acquire a talent. But because I'm giving these to you, and you will all get one eventually, you do not have to spend
It's
anything on
fine.
these.
It's completely fine.
So, Greg,
Yeah.
you have an ability called When I Soar.
Okay.
When in flight, you can just say, I'm going to pass the flight check. But for every point, you still have to make the check and roll for it. You will effectively pass, but the number upon which you fail will actually deal wound damage to the ship. And you have to use your vitality die, so you're essentially penalized for it. But if you do succeed, every success point will deal strain to the ship. Basically, you are reefing on the sticks so hard that you cause system damage to force it into a success, or the ship is struck by whatever you do, even though you succeed. That's the theme of that ability.
Okay.
Cliptic, you have a new ability called Mind Meld.
Okay.
You, when performing a roll using a psionic power, step down the highest die to add any character, which could be NPC or PC, any character's willpower to your die roll.
That's pretty cool. Whoa.
Each die that you step down can equal an additional character's die added.
Can
Yeah. Well,
well, yeah.
So let's put it this way. So if you have a D10, a D8, a D6 in your die pool,
Yeah.
if you want to step down the D8 to D10 to a D8, so you
Yeah.
do only one, you can pick any one other character's willpower to add their die to your check.
Okay.
If you do it twice, let's say I want to take the D10 and make it an 8. Take the 8, make it a 10. Or make it a 6.
Yeah.
You can take 2 characters. So effectively, if you wanted to have all of the minds of everybody around you involved in your check,
Okay.
that's how you can do it.
Okay.
So it's infinitely scalable depending on how low you want some of your dice to be.
Okay.
But you can add a whole bunch of people to help you out with stuff. Laurel, yours has the most unclear one because I never explained to you how it worked because you're Laurel.
Fair.
As this character, you have this one's called No Pain, No Gain. As you receive damage equal to die step levels 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, you can add that level of die to all your combat checks. Once any of those damage is healed, that die will fluctuate accordingly. So when you are over 12 points of damage, you add a d12 to all your combat checks. As soon as you're healed anything to go below that 12, it goes down to the associated number.
Okay, so if I have 12 points of damage, I can add a d12 if I have 8 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah. So every time you reach those thresholds, that includes strains. Every time you reach that threshold of damage, you get to add that level of die to your checks. Not to your total damage, but to the check itself.
So it's the amount of damage that I have on my sheet, or the amount of damage that I've received total?
Well,
That's the same thing.
That's
Yes.
the same
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the effectively, and that includes strain. Total damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So just figure out how to explain those to you. Don't worry, I have one for eventually Diantha and Flinch. We'll get them too. But
Can you repeat mine to me to make sure I got it right?
100%. Real quick, when I soar, when in flight,
Yeah.
just say, I'm going to pass this check, or whatever the result is you want of the check, you're going to make it. So if I were to say you're trying to outrace 2 colliding asteroids, you can say, I'm going to roll, but I'm going to make it through. Great. So the risk is not failing. The risk is what kind of damage the ship is going to suffer in the process.
The difference between the roll and the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you succeed, the steps are strain. You're guaranteeing the ship gets damaged. If you fail, it's wounds. The ship is more so damaged. Thank you for listening to Spacers. I'm out of town for a few weeks here, so we're taking a small break. Our next arc of Spacers will air Tuesday, May 20th, with The Call, our Call of Cthulhu podcast, returning Tuesday, May 13th. As usual, we'd like to thank all of our donators over on Ko-fi, including Noah, Ed Lore, Rosa, Tyler, The Ouija, James, Matt, Calgill, Blizzard Warning, Sydney, Baba Yaga, Preston, TJ, Alec, No Demons Allowed, Autumn, Roland Arts, Chris H., and Shawdell. Your players for tonight were Bailey Yarkey, Elizabeth Wells, Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, Derek Snow, and your GM was Zach Barrett. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.